everyone, this is the look we're doing today. It's a green smoky eye. Please stay tuned to see how I did it. Okay, so I've already started with my foundation, my concealer, and I've already added a little bit of UDPP to my lids. So we want to go in with a black base. You can use any sort of a black base that you have. You can use, if you have one of those shadow sticks, any one of the shade sticks, use something that's black. Maybelline, I use a gel liner from Maybelline. It's called the Eye Studio. It's very creamy. I know the Coastal Scents liners can be used too because they're also creamy. You don't want to use the hip because the hip tends to dry a lot quicker. Any sort of a flat brush that I can apply that black base with, and you want to start, build your color up. You don't want to start by applying too much though. And you want to sort of pat the color in, make sure you get along the roots. You don't want to take it out into a cat's eye because the shape we're trying to create is sort of like an oval or a rounded shape. It doesn't have to be perfectly blended because we're going to cover that with shadow anyway. You don't want to take it as far as the inner corner of your eyes, and you don't want to go higher than the, let's say, the underneath of your crease. Good, so that's basically what we're looking for. And because this is a gel line, I'm going to have to go on top of it really quickly with a shadow because it will set and dry pretty quickly. So the shadow that I'm using today is actually a MAC shadow called Humid. It's a really nice foresty green sort of satin color, but you can go ahead. I think Sasha makes one that is a really nice deep green, and they also, but it has like a little bit of gold flecks in it, so that can also be used as well. You want to get any sort of a nice flat shader brush. I'm using my 239 SS239, and you want to go in with that color on the lid and cover all of that black that you've applied. You only want to place your green where you've placed that black. Again, try and keep that sort of a rounded out shape. Good, so that's about it. And what we're going to do is we're going to get just any fluffy blending brush. This is my 224, my SS224. And what I'm going to use is just any sort of a medium red tone brown. You can use, this is actually one from just a simple Maybelline palette. It can be matte, it can have a little bit of shimmer. So something like this, you get just a little bit on that brush, on the tip of that brush. And what we're going to do is right where the color has ended with that green, we're going to use that brown to sort of blend it out so that we don't have like a line of delineation where that shadow ended. And what's going to happen is that brown is actually going to smoke out that green immediately by softening it up. And you add just a little bit because we don't want to deposit too much color here. The basic purpose of this is really to blend out. So we're looking at about that much. Just want to get just a little bit of color here. Not much at all. It's just for, the purpose of this is simply for blending. So that's about it. You want to kind of come around the edges here, blend out that green. Great, so what we're going to do is take a stiffer dome brush, the same sort of a shape, but it's a little more stiffer than that fluffy blending brush, something that's a little more stiffer. Elf makes a great one. You can use a pencil brush for this, and what we're going to do is just dip a little bit of a matte black. Any sort of a matte black will do, but we only want just a little bit on that brush, and then we can build our color. So what we're going to do is just in that corner there, along the outer edge of the eye, we're going to place that color in a sort of circular motion, and we're not taking it up into the crease. We're just concentrating that black along the outer edges. And we're going to do it in a circular motion so that that black is concentrated only along the outer edges. You can sort of blend in just a little We don't want to take that black up into the crease. We want the smoke to be along the outer edges of the eyes. And you just keep going around with that dense brush, and eventually it will blend itself out. Some mattes tend to be a little more harder to blend, so if you find that even after you've applied your concentration of color along the outer edge there, you can actually just go back in with that same fluffy blending brush and just go ahead and sort of blend it in. Give it a little circular motion and it should blend in really well. So that's what we do. Oh, I forgot to mention that you're supposed to put some translucent powder along the underneath here to catch any fallout, which I obviously have. So that's about it for this look, and then we're just going straight into doing liner. Okay, so that's the look we're going for. Okay, now we gotta go into highlight now. Just any regular application brush. I'm going in with another MAC color. It's actually, I can't remember the name of this one though, but it's sort of like a frosty gold. Anything that has like a gold tone to it would go great with this look. Just a neutral color. You want to go under the brows, bring it down, soften that brown a little bit there that we've used in the crease, and along the inner tear duct. And that's going to give us just a little pop of shine so that the look doesn't get too dark. Great, so again you can just go in with a regular like fluffy brush, blend it out. Good, so that's it. We're going to take as well a pencil brush or any sort of a pointed concentration brush that you do have. We're going to dip back into that dark green, go under the lash line, not all the way in, but we want to go at least 2/3 of the way in, and blend it into that highlight that we've applied in the inner corner. And then we're going to dip back that same brush in our black shadow that we've used, and just go 1/3 of the way over that green under the lash line that we've just applied, and just sort of smoke it out, blend it back and forth. Good, so that's how it should look. And for liner, I'm just going in with my Revlon regular liner. You want something that's sort of creamy. There, and just sort of squeeze your eye together, and it's going to distribute the liner on both the top and bottom waterlines. And then we're going to line our lash line. Really thinly though, you don't want to do this very thick. And then what we're going to do is going with a pencil brush or any sort of a flat smudging brush that you have, or even a Q-tip, and you just go ahead and you go in and you smoke it out. You just rub back and forth to soften that line. So this is what your liner should look like, really soft and smoky. We're going to apply, you can choose to apply false lashes at this point, or you can just go ahead and apply 2 coats of mascara. I'm going to apply my mascara now. Okay, so next I'm going to be using a blush from my Coastal Scents blush palette. I'll give you good alternatives if you want to use just a Sacha blush. We have, this is a really pretty orange shade that I got here, but Sacha has a great one called Next to Natural that's really nice and like sort of a neutral orange. And before I apply that blush though, I'm just going to go over with my Beauty Treats all over face color. It's sort of like a bronzer. It's going to give me a little bit of a glow and that sort of a bronzish look. It tends to go well with this green look. And I'm going in with a little bit of that, really, it's sort of a bright orange, but I'm using it very lightly so that it's not as bright. And then for my lips, I'm going to be using a LA Girl palette. And this one is Box of Chocolates, LP7 Box of Chocolates. It looks from the left, it's sort of a nice neutral brown with a hint of orange in it. I'm not lining my lips or anything.